Good morning, Rebels, and welcome back to my life. Speaking of my life, yesterday I was more convinced I might die than I've been since I took this little mud skipper plane flight down in Mexico. In the middle of the flight we hit turbulence and the plane was literally dropping and rising about 30 feet every few seconds, a situation which Dawn, then just a year old, found hilarious while all of the adults around her were trying not to poop or puke themselves. Anyway, yesterday a lightning storm hit Sunland, and storms and lightning and rain are just weird in Los Angeles in general, but in Sunland they're really weird. Like, it was totally sunny, and then in just a couple of minutes, the storm clouds rolled in and it was just pouring rain and lightning just started coming down. In 5 minutes, I counted 8 lightning strikes, and I happened to be looking out the window when a lightning bolt came down and struck the power pole across the street, knocking out power in our entire grid. And then 5 minutes later, the lightning storm was gone. The sun streamed down, everything was beautiful, albeit a little more wet, but the lightning had downed a power line on a main road, so our entire area was without electricity, and without the internet upon which I sort of survive, I decided to read the next book I'm going to review on Tuesday for 5-minute books. Funny story, I thought I was going to have to read Insurgent for the next 5-minute books because it was sitting right behind Divergent at the top of the bestseller list. I wasn't a fan of Divergent, so I wasn't looking forward to reading the sequel, but as it turned out, I was looking at the Kindle bestseller list, and when I looked at the books bestseller list, the top book on the list was The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Yay! Now, I'd already bought this book months ago, but I hadn't had a chance to read it, so yesterday afternoon I sat down and I read through the whole thing, and I'll save my review for Tuesday, but suffice it to say, it's a really, really good book. One of the recurring themes in T-Fios is the concept of infinity and exactly how that works, and that got me thinking about this week's episode of Cosmos, because let's face it, pretty much everything these days makes me think about the most recent episode of Cosmos. If you didn't see it, first of all, shame on you, but second of all, it talked about a lot of things like gravity and relativity, and most importantly, the speed of light. Light travels at almost 300,000 kilometers per second, and according to physics, that's the speed limit of the universe. Nothing can travel faster than light. It's impossible. This datum is pretty much my only problem with science. This idea that we cannot travel faster than the speed of light. Because people take this idea and say that it means that traveling out there among the stars is impossible, and I just refuse to accept that. 200 years ago, they would have said it was impossible to get to the moon. 1,000 years ago, they would have said it was impossible to get to the edge of the Earth. And yes, you actually can't get to the edge of the Earth, but not for the reasons that they said. And now we refuse to believe that it's possible to travel faster than light. My point is that I get annoyed anytime anybody says that something is impossible. It's just not a good mindset to go through life with, and it's definitely not beneficial to the culture. I mean, even in the Big Bang Theory, when the universe banged, the particles were traveling faster than the speed of light. So it is possible, but it can't happen again, I guess? And no, maybe we won't be able to do it within my lifetime, but to say it's completely impossible? Like, way to be closed-minded, science. Except, of course, that I should say, way to be closed-minded scientists, because science can't be closed-minded. It's just knowledge and ways of acquiring more knowledge, and a method for changing the existing knowledge when we discover new data. And I firmly believe that one day we will discover new data that will reveal to us how we can travel faster than light, whether it's by tesseract, like in the novel A Wrinkle in Time, or by wormhole, the theory of which is contained in relativity itself, or just by building a big enough engine and putting enough nitro in it so that when we fire it off, the stars blur past our screen, because, come on, we've all wanted that ever since Star Wars. Along with lightsabers, somebody needs to get on lightsabers. Thanks for watching, Rebels. Remember, the impossible is merely unsolved. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.